Thank you not to know. I'm good. I'll see you tomorrow, all right?
Shabbat and sing with your chorus. Look at you. All right.
Friends, Shabbat Shalom. Come find your seats. First graders, you are on the bima. Welcome everybody, Shabbat Shalom. Please find your seats. We are ready to start. If you are in first grade, come find your place on the bima. Parents, welcome to find your seats.
Good Shabbos, everyone. Shabbat Shalom.
Yididai,
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Some of you may have noticed that we started the service. We're up here. So come on in. We've set out some seats for you.
Yes.
If we could ask you to please take your seats. We're getting there. It's so great to see everybody and to have all of our first graders to celebrate Shabbat. Hinei ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. How wonderful and good it is that we can all join together and share this Kabbalat Shabbat together.
Let's get this entire community up on their feet as the first graders are going to lead you in the movements of Shiru. Are you guys all ready to dance and to embody the joy of Shabbat? First grade, can you teach your parents and all of the guests in the whole community the movements? We are going to swim, and then we're going to do the monkey arms. Your feet, can you dance with us? Let's do the monkey arms. Shiru. Shiru.
All right. May be seated. I want to remind everybody that if you have a name that you'd like to be read on the Yort site, if you're here for a Yort site on this Shabbat, there's an easel by the entrance to the sanctuary, and you need to highlight the name so that we know to read that name. Unless it's in the first year morning, we'll read all of those automatically. But if it's the Yort site of a loved one and you haven't had a chance yet, please go to the easel in the back and highlight the name for whom you'd like us to include in our Yort site list later in the service. You know, the first graders have been working very hard to prepare for tonight, and a lot of work goes into the hand motions. You don't, you don't just come with those. You have to be trained, and we spend a lot of time on those hand motions, and they've been working really hard. And I knew they would dance really well, but I didn't know how well you guys would dance, and you look pretty good. I'm surprised. So keep it up. The hand motions are important. And we're going to continue now as we welcome the Sabbath bride with Lecha Dodi. If you're using your prayer book, we're on page 22. Don't forget the hand motions. It's the most important thing in Judaism.
Lecha, lecha, dodi, nikra, nikra, kala. ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצורה, תוך אמונה סגולה, בואי כלה, לה 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 לה, לך דודי, נקרא כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי, נקרא כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
May be seated. Not only are we celebrating our first graders tonight, but we're also celebrating that tomorrow morning, Alice Levitt will be called to the Torah for the first time as a bat mitzvah. So we'd like to invite Alice forward now to lead us in our candles and kiddush, along with her parents, Barry and Bianca, and sister Anna, for the honor of kindling our Shabbat lights.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kirshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu להליק נר של שבת.
We're joined together with Alice as she leads us in our Shabbat Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kichanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hin hilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishi Ki hu yom tefilah lemikrai kodesh zeher litziyah mi otanu ki dashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodsheha be'ahava uratzon hinhaltanu baruch atanai mekadesh hashabbat.
Amen.
L'chaim. Say mazel tov to Alice and her family. Can't wait for your bat mitzvah tomorrow morning. Mazel tov.
Okay, first graders, stand up.
We continue with our call to worship on page 28. Please rise.
Open up our eyes. Teach us how to live. Fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in peace as you lead us to your name, and we will know that you are one, and we will know that you are one.
Please be seated. We continue with Ve'ahavta on the screens or on page 36.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווה היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ולכתך בדרך ושוכבך וקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וטבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיהם. אני אדוני אלוהיהם אשר הוצאתכם מארץ מצרים להיות להם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיהם.
Adonai Elohechem Emet. We are just moments away, weeks away from Passover. And so we wanted this evening to highlight our freedom song, which happens every day, every week, no matter the time of year, with this version of Mi Chamocha that really celebrates our ancestors crossing the sea and celebrating their freedom with singing, with dancing, and with lots of joy. And when we get to the word freedom in our chorus, we invite you, our community, to show the children, our next generation, how thankful you are to be free, all that you are celebrating. Put your arms in the air with us and just feel what it feels like to be free. We'll show you when. So you put your hands down for now. We're gonna clap first and then we'll get to freedom. Standing at the sea, Mi Chamocha, standing at the sea. Singing and dancing, singing and dancing, Mi Chamocha, singing and dancing, Mi Chamocha, singing and dancing, Mi Chamocha, freedom's on. Here's your part, everyone, freedom! Freedom! We're on the other side. We're on the other side. Mi Chamocha. We're on the other side. Mi Chamocha.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom. We ask God to give us a big hug as Shabbat begins, as the sun goes down, just as we ask you now to give your children a big hug as they return to you. We join together in the words of Hashkivenu.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomrenu l'chaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Amen.
We continue with the tefilah on page 46. If you're able, please rise.
God, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you, Adonai, Adonai. Svatai tita. Sivatai tita ufi agin tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol Gibor v'Norah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'koneh HaKol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot V'imahot, U'mevii Geula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo B'Ahava, Melech Chozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham V'Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol atah Rav leHoshia, Mashiv HaRuach u'Morid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed, Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Ve'Rofeh Cholim, U'Matir Asurim, U'Mekayem Emunato Lishanei Afar, Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot, U'Mido Melach, Melech Memit U'Mechayeh, U'Matzmiach Yeshua, V'Ne'eman atah lechayot HaKol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol, Atah Kadosh, Shimcha Kadosh, U'Kedoshim B'chol Yom, Yehalelucha Selah, Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh.
Takes a moment for our own silent prayers. You may be seated. If you'd like to remain standing and continue your Amidah through page 60, you're welcome to do that as well. This past week, we marked 6 months since October 7th. And as we approach Passover now, we're aware that the very beginning of the Haggadah talks about what it means to go from darkness to light, from slavery in Egypt to freedom in our homeland. And this song, which comes from the basis of the liturgy of the Haggadah, over the past 6 months has become an anthem throughout the state of Israel. It's a beautiful song that calls for God to redeem all Jews from darkness and bring them to life. It's called Achenu, our brothers and our sisters.
הנתונים בצרה ובשביה, העומדים בין ביום ובין ביבשה. אחינו כל בית ישראל, אחינו כל בית ישראל, הנתונים בצרה ובשביה, העומדים בין ביום ובין ביבשה. המקום ירחם, ירחם עליהם ויוצאים מצרה לרווחה. המקום יצחם, ירחם עליהם ויוצאים מצרה בזמן קריב.
Blessed are you, God, who redeems all people, who saves our brothers and sisters. And together we say, Amen.
Such a beautiful song, Cantor. As that connects us to what's happening in our world, we have a story to connect us to this week's Torah portion. Some of you have met my friend Lev the Kelev. He's a little sad. He's a little embarrassed today because he feels badly. He hurt his friend's feelings. He hurt his friend's feelings on a play date when they were playing together and they were having a good time and they were supposed to be taking turns with a toy, but, well, Lev took a little bit more time. And when his friend asked for it back, he pushed him and this puppy friend fell backwards and went, and cried. Now, if that weren't bad enough, and if Lev didn't feel bad enough about that, don't you, Lev? Well, Lev told the other puppies in the class that he made their friend cry, and they laughed, and they laughed, and Lev thought it was so funny that the other little puppy was crying. Do you think that's funny? Well, Lev now knows. You know that now, Lev? Is that funny? No, we don't want to talk about our friends if something true happened or not. We don't want to share things about them because, well, it could be embarrassing. It hurts their feelings. And we don't talk about other people. No, we don't. Well, Lev still needs to learn why. What happens when we share something about somebody else and we tell one friend and they tell another friend and they tell another friend, and what do you say? Ruff, 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 ruff. It's a big barking mess. Yes, it is. Well, I think that you can help. You see, Lev is going to learn his lesson in a very nice way. You sit right there, Lev. How do we teach Lev that when you talk about somebody, the rumors and the words spread around and around and around and around? Lev, watch this. this is what happens. If it were really windy out, it would be a big mess. Lev, this is Lev's favorite pillow. It's his favorite pillow. He sleeps with it. He plays with it. He carries it around in his mouth from place to place. Well, Lev, this is what happens if you share words about other people. What happens is, whoa! Oh, my goodness. Lev, the children are going to help you in a little bit. In a little bit, you're going to help. Lev, can you pick up all of these pom-poms by yourself? No. Is it possible for one person to pick up these pom-poms? No. But you know what this means? This means that, Lev, when you say something, it spreads everywhere. And now look, every child who has picked up a pom-pom, and there are 100 pom-poms, every child who picks up a pom-pom knows that you said something about a friend. Oh, Noah's right. Friends, I have a question for you. Friends, look up here. First graders, look up here. Can you help Lev? Can you remember? You can take those home with you. And if there's another child that doesn't have one, please give them one because there should be enough for everybody. Can you remember, look at me, when you have 3. When you look at that pom-pom, can you remember not to share stories about other people? We call it Lashon Hara. When you hold that pom-pom, will you remember to keep secrets? You're supposed to say yes. When you hold that pom-pom, will you remember that poor Lev hurt his friend's feelings? And it's so hard, even when he said he's sorry, it's so hard for somebody else to accept it because the words have already been said. Will you remember that? When you look at that pom-pom, you're going to remember to use your words kindly. Use your words to help and not for hurt. So, can we say that when I look at my pom-pom, it's going to remind me to use my words kindly. Excellent. Well, Lev's going to be so happy. And you know what? He's going to get another pillow to sleep with that night. So, Lev, say Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. You can go back, and if somebody doesn't have a pom-pom, please share one. Yes, you're going to keep these because I'm going to remind you to use kind words. Okay, back to your seats. Excellent. Lev's going to sit back down. Nobody should leave here crying because they don't have a pom-pom. Oh, there's some more that got stuck, so. Well, you know, sometimes when we use our words kindly, we think about other people who need our good wishes. Sometimes people are sick and they need good wishes for healing. They want to feel better. Sometimes they've hurt themselves. Sometimes they're just feeling sad. So if you are thinking of a person that you love and you care about, and you want to share their name, out loud, I'll count to shalosh, and we can share their name out loud, and then we will say a blessing for healing for them. Because when we use our good words and good thoughts, people feel better. Okay, echad, shtayim, shalosh. Baruch atah Adonai rofeh hacholim. Blessed are you, Adonai, healer of the sick.
Mi sheberach avotenu kor abracha imotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu b'kol bracha avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. And let us say Amen.
are comfortable to do so, please rise as we turn to page 282 for the Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו מקומם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני מלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
You may be seated. We take the time at Shabbat to remember those whom we love who are no longer with us here physically, but spiritually, their essence, the way they lived, the way they laughed, the way they loved us, the things they taught us, still stay with us. And we honor them before the mourner's Kaddish. It is our tradition here at Temple Beth Am that if you hear your loved one's name called before Kaddish, to rise at your seat and stay standing through the mourner's Kaddish. On this Erev Shabbat, we send condolences to the family of Michael Linder, Rosalind Rosita Spiegel. This evening, we are saying Kaddish for Joel Gurdon Bremen. We are remembering those who have passed during the last 30 days: Joan Starr, Burton Young, Yolanda Pozo, Dr. Bernard Harris, David Frankel, Judy Weissman. And we're thinking of loved ones who have passed during this last year: Michael Arnold, Joan Axler, Chaim Aklepi, Patricia Barrett, Peter Bass, Barbara Bronfman, June Elizabeth Brown, Bernard Eckstein, Herbert Fink, Lawrence Larry Stewart Foreman, Tina Forster, Anne Friedlander, Glenn Goldberg, Judith Gilbert Gould, Jennifer Gross, Dr. Jeffrey Hertz, Dr. Warren Janowitz, Howard Kleinberg, Sandra Sandy Kramer, Ellen Ellie Levine, Reba Eskowitz Maggots, Asuka Mashav, Salman Pinkert, Elisa Poyastro, Karen Michelle Solomon, Dr. David Saracen, Anna Sheldon, Michael Schellist, Michelle Hope Sherry, David Sokol, Max Spiegelman, Tanya Stern, Ilya Stolyar, Berta Topol, Irene Trupkin, Dr. Florence Oren Wexberg, Joan Wolfe, Daniel Zalsberg. And we are remembering those who have died at this season in years past: Milton Aboff, Ruth Balaban, Rose Beck, Jacob Dinas, Raquel Faraji, Shirley Golan, Leon Harris Golinsky, Milton Hersher, Jacob Katz, Marie Knoll, Leonard Levin, Pauline Levitt, Graciela Victoria Levy, Morris Rabinovitz, Constance Miller Bennett, Debbie Sandberg, Stephen Howard Scher, Rose Siegel. If there is any other people that we would like to mention before the mourner's Kaddish tonight, please raise your hand and stand up. Yes. Svika Golod, Gershon Spencer. Thank you. We turn to page 294 and we rise together as a congregation for the mourner's Kaddish. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah v'yalmad Divra Chirutei v'yamlich Malchutei v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael v'agala uv'izman kori v'yemru Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Le'olam Olamei Omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudusha berichu le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata ta'amiran b'yalma v'yamru
Amen.
Yehi Shalom Rabba min Shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yamru
Amen.
Oseh Shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael ve'imru. Amen. May the one who causes peace to come down upon us from the heavens. May God send peace to us, to all the world, and comfort to all who are bereaved among us. And together we say, Amen.
Amen. You may be seated. We are only a few moments away from the special surprise outside for the first graders, which is an incredible ice cream sundae buffet. Whoa. But you have to listen to a few announcements and thank yous really respectfully and sing one more song to close the service. Okay, so let's get very quiet as we're ready to close in a moment. I have the privilege every week on Thursday mornings of teaching tefilah to the first grade and spending time with them. They are smart, they are spiritual, and they are a really, really wonderful group of kids. And we are so proud of all of you tonight. We are so especially proud of Mrs. Burney, Jackie Burney, our music teacher at the school, who's done such a great job preparing them for this service. Thank you, Mrs. Burney. As well, not only do I get to spend so much time with these students, but I get to spend time with your incredible teachers. We want to thank Nicole Simlak, Allison Bernstein, Natalie Feldman, and Caitlin Casadia for their incredible leadership. We want to thank our amazing Hebrew teachers, Efrat Horowitz, Janet Zalkberg, Maya Greenberg, Eilat Schmalbach, and Kevin Temkin for everything you guys do for our children. We want to thank our Judaic Studies teachers, Mandy Pavak, Mindy Hirsch. And we want to thank our incredible directors, Tamara, Nora, and Susie, for their vision and expertise. And with that, we thank our beautiful musicians tonight. Thank you so much for adding your music. And finally, without further ado, our president, Rich Siegel, to greet you officially.
Someone left their phone at dinner who's getting a lot of text messages from someone named Shahana. All right. She's doing great. So, I didn't become president of Temple Beth Am for the power, but I've never really felt more powerful than I do right now, holding back a room full of 6- and 7-year-olds from a hot fudge sundae brunch. So I'll make it quick. I wanted to thank the clergy, Rabbi Barris, Rabbi Klepi, Cantor Koyot, the musicians for a wonderful service. But let's hear it for the first graders, right? I'm sitting there, I'm watching the first graders sing, and Jackie Burney always does such an amazing job with the kids, and watching them run out after and seeing their parents. And it fills me with such a sense of awareness that I am so not ready to become a grandparent. So thank you for bringing your children and your grandchildren here. Mazel tov to the Levitt family on Alice's bat mitzvah. While I try to treat all the B'nai Mitzvah families equally, so Jackie and I have 2 girls also, Allison and Abby. So this kind of like 2-girl A-name thing is like, I feel like we got like a special connection here. So Mazel tov to you. In terms of things coming up at Temple Beth Am, it seems like with all the energy with these kids in the room, get on out to the Temple Beth Garden Sunday morning. They're preparing the beds for the amazing spring lettuce planting. So get these kids digging in the garden. It's good for the body. It's good for the soul. Monday evening in the Hub is a very special presentation by a gentleman named Nahore Levy, who was a former IDF commando who survived the Nova Music Festival. It's going to be a very impactful presentation, and they told me to say, although I think it goes without saying, it's for adults only. And last, we have a community Seder coming up on the second night of Passover. We weren't sure if we were going to go because like the second night of Passover for us is always leftovers, which are sometimes more delicious than the first night Seder. But I did check with the caterer, and he's actually taking the leftovers from all of the catering he's doing on the first night of Passover and bringing it here for the second night. So it should be delicious. And last and not least, for those of you that were here last week, I play tennis every Saturday morning, but last Saturday morning on campus, there was what could best be described as a Jewapalooza going on. We had Torah study, there was 3 services. I came to campus. Cantor Corey was having an amazing Tot Shabbat at Rambam. I went there. I got there. I've never actually felt older on campus than when I was at the Tot Shabbat. So I segued from the Tot Shabbat to the conservative minyan. I walk into the conservative minyan, and I've never actually felt younger since I've joined Temple Beth Am at the conservative minyan. It was a great service. They tried to trick me. Rabbi Barris is my witness. They called me up for an aliyah, and I didn't know, and they were trying to catch me, like, let's see what the Reform Jew can do. And Rabbi Barris will back me up here. I did both the incoming and the outgoing Torah prayers by heart. True? So take that, conservative minyan. But going from the Tot Shabbat to the conservative minyan, it really, for me, kind of demonstrated the magic of Temple Beth Am. We have so many options and offerings for our really diverse community, and it's all centered around our beliefs, our love of the Jewish faith, our love of Israel, and our love of each other. So, and as for tomorrow, I will be playing tennis. Shabbat Shalom.
Are the first graders coming back up? So, as we conclude, just want to announce that those who are staying for the dinner afterwards with the French ambassador to Israel will be in the chapel. The Secretary General of the UN will be speaking in the hub, and the kids for the ice cream will be in the extended social hall. So if you're staying for dinner afterwards, we'll be in the chapel. As we conclude, we'd like to invite any child of any grade to please come forward and help us conclude our service with our closing song. Whatever grade you're in, you're welcome to come join us.
Perfection. He's not sick. He's coming. All right, who's ready to bring some peace down?
All right, here we go.
If you're ready to bring peace down, please rise. Let's spread peace all over the world. Come on up, religious school students, Temple Beth Am Day School students. Put your hands together, Beth Am. Look how beautiful all these kids are. Here we go. Oh, say shalom. walk, walk, don't run, friends.
All
Shabbat
right.
shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.